All right. Hopefully you can see me. And let's see. Oh, there it is. And yay! There's my wheel. Now hopefully that won't dip down. Oh yeah, that's not a great angle. Oh well. Okay. I'll tip this up for a little bit. I'll tip it down in a little while. Okay, so today, ooh, that was a wet rug. Oh well, oh, I'm really far away now. I just can't get it right on the video today. So yeah. I'm sorry, I'm really sleepy right now. It's been a rough day. It's been a rough day. I had a lot more to get done than I anticipated. And I ended up cooking a pumpkin today because my pumpkin was going soft, so I had to do something with it. One of my pumpkins from my garden, I do grow pumpkins in my garden. I really should take everybody out there for another little walk through the garden. Anyway, so I had to cook a pumpkin, and I had a bunch of banana peppers I had to do something with, so I canned a bunch of banana peppers and jalapeno peppers, and I had to do several loads of dishes, and I was trying to like tidy up some of my jars, and anyway, it was just kind of a mess. But today, because this marks day one for signing up for Spin Together teams, and remember, we do have Black Sheep Voyagers as a team. I want to talk about kind of the care and feeding of spinning wheels, or, you know, like how to make sure your spinning wheel's in tip-top shape when you get ready to spin next month. And I you know that I have been spinning more, and that I have been spinning kind of all year long, and I have at times taken my wheel apart and cleaned it, but once a year it is nice to do kind of a deep clean on your spinning wheel and just make sure that everything is in proper working order. And since we are participating in Spin Together next month, my goal is to show you how to do that with your wheel today. I will talk about, I didn't bring my Ashford Traveler up. I'll talk about the Traveler in a couple of weeks, and we'll also talk about some fiber prep when I do that. But I am at least going to talk about the Sonata today, as well as some other modern wheels like Lendrum's Luettes. Let's see, what others are really modern-ish? Those are the big ones. Those are the big three that we're going to talk about right now. But anyway, before I get started, just some reminders. So we have started a new month. Oh, we started a new month. We started a new month of the year of self-care, and I don't even remember what this month is. That's terrible, isn't it? I'll have to get my stuff out. But I'll post about it on Facebook, so I'll just put all the stuff up on Facebook. So if you are playing along, make sure that you have your information ready for your self-care this month. So whatever I said I was going to do, I'm probably not going to do that, because we have a stitch along that we are going to do later this month. If you want to stitch along, make sure that you get your embroidery sampler. It's the Constellations Series Star Map. Make sure you get your kit. I'm going to order those just as quick as I can. I know that I already have a few orders for those, so yay! It should be really fun at the end of the month. I am probably going to be doing some knitting and some spinning and some sewing in prep for Spin Together next month. So I have my coffee, hang on. Oh, I'm trying to wake up. And Slow Yarn Crawl still ongoing. You have 1 weekend left to finish your Slow Yarn Crawl. If you have not yet made it out to a shop, don't forget you can couch crawl, and it does count. And Slow Yarn Crawl ends September 6th, so there's still time. Just make sure that you get out there and get that done. All right. So, sorry about not grabbing. I just didn't grab the papers. I have the papers, I really do, for my year of self-care, but I didn't grab them. All right. So I am going to maybe I'll flip the camera around and talk to you, but. So I just have like a duster here. This is Orange Glow Wood Furniture Polish. You can, of course, use more natural things. I just kind of grabbed what I had handy, and a little cloth. And I did go ahead and I already gave my wheel just a real quick rub down just to get any dust off of it. You can, of course, start with just a clean, dry cloth and take off any of the dust that you do see, and then only if you need to apply some kind of oil. If you do not have a wheel that has a finish on it, my wheel has a finish on it because I have a clear finish on this. If your wheel is not finished, you are going to need to feed it with something like mineral oil more often. Mine is basically finished with a varnish, so it doesn't really need to be fed oil like a lot of woods need to be. So, having said that, I also have a soft cleaning cloth. This is a cloth that I use to clean my flyer and any of my moving parts where I have oil that I'm going to be wiping off. Some wheels, like the Majacraft wheels, are fully sealed. They have completely sealed ball bearings, and they do not need the oil that other wheels do. Of course, we use oil to reduce friction. It's part of why I talk about oiling and how important it is to oil your wheel. But it's also important to wipe off all of the old oil before you do so. So anyway, those are just some things that we have. Now, let's see if I can flip the camera around and aim you down. We're on my porch too, if you haven't figured that out. Ah, there we are. Hello, wheel. All right. If anybody comments, I apologize. I may not see it for a little bit. So, some things that we want to do. You want to go ahead and take your wheel apart as much as possible. Once a year at least, to go ahead and clean things. So, I have my magnetic flyer head on, oops, forgot the brake band, on my Sonata here. Not all wheels, of course, have a magnetic flyer head. So you'll have to sort of pay attention to whatever kind of flyer head you happen to have on your wheel. It's a good idea to make sure that your parts and pieces are all in good working order. So you'll want to check your tension peg for your brake band if you have Scotch or Irish tension. You want to check your springs as well, make sure that they haven't been strung out. Check your brake band, make sure that you don't have so much wear that you need to replace it. We do sell brake band and spring kits as well as maintenance kits for your wheels. I do this almost every time I change my bobbin anyway, but you'll just want to wipe off any old oil, and then I like to apply just a little bit of oil for the bobbin going on. And again, it's just because the oil helps with any kind of friction that you might encounter. Whoops! It's also good not to drop your bobbins, because you can break them. And then put this back on. Oh look, or you can dent it a little bit. Well, you can tell it's been used. And then I'm going to go ahead and slide my sliding hooks off of my flyer arms and just give them a little wipe down as well, and then slide them back on. I actually like to keep one forward and one backward on one side. I may do it on both sides. I don't know. It looks kind of odd, but for some reason it works for me. So, there we go. And just make sure that I've cleaned this off. So, that looks pretty good. And then I'm just going to reattach this. Another thing you'll want to do is go ahead and check your drive band and just make sure that you don't have any breaks in your drive band or any issues. But I know I don't have any. You'll want to check the elasticity if you happen to have a poly drive band versus a hemp drive band. Again, just make sure that you aren't going to break your drive band while you are spinning. And, oh, hey, Bev. Yeah, sorry. It's hard to find a good place today to talk. I'll just keep talking and talk more. Hopefully it'll pick up. Anyway, so you want to check your poly drive band. You want to make sure, I guess I'll just go over it all again. Check your tension peg and make sure that you don't have any issues with it. Check your brake band. Make sure that your brake band isn't wearing out anywhere so that you would need to get a new brake band. And you can see where I use this one because, whoops, sorry. That was my fault. You can see where I use my brake band on this one because all the little hairs are gone here, but my hemp is really hairy here. So this part of my brake band doesn't see any wear, but it's a really good idea to go ahead and check your tension peg and your brake band, as well as the spring if you have an Irish tension or Scotch tension wheel. Once a year at least, just check those things to make sure that they are all in good working order. Let's see, what else did I do? So I went ahead and I wiped off the old oil on this flyer arm and put on fresh oil with my bobbin. Then I slid my bobbin back on, and then I just wiped down my flyer arms after I took my sliding hooks off. Again, I'm just trying to get all of the dust off of my wheel and make sure that everything is in good working order. Another thing I did was check my drive band, but my drive band is still nice and elastic. I don't really have issues with it yet, so I don't need to replace this poly band. If you're using a hemp band, you would want to just, again, look for thinning spots like you see on this drive band all the way through. And then, let me take you down. Okay, there we go. All right, so now down here. All right, so on my Sonata and on a lot of wheels, it's kind of nice to put just a little dab of oil here at the top of the treadles. There is a brass ring in here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a brass ring inside this treadle. It sits right in here inside this treadle connector. Maybe you can see it better in this one, I don't know. See that brass ring? I like to put just a little drop of oil in here, and I like to clean this as well. Kind of every time I put oil on, but definitely really get in there and clean it well once a year. And I just like to put a little drop, kind of where that brass sits, just to give it just a little oil to help with any friction that might happen. So that's really important. Another thing I like to do is check my treadle connectors. So last year my treadle connectors were super stiff and nasty, like they were really gross. And I had a lot of trouble getting my wheel to spin because they had been in storage for too long, and they were very, very stiff. Very stiff. This year you can see my treadle connectors are nice and soft, and they have good elasticity. So I shouldn't have any issues, but it's important to check your treadle connectors. Sometimes these are leather, so you may have to replace your leather. Sometimes they are this, like a polyurethane type material. So you want to check those as well. It's also good to have extra bobbins. So if you haven't purchased many bobbins for your wheel, maybe you're only working with, you know, the original 2 or 3 that your wheel came with, you might want to invest in more bobbins if you're planning to do spin together, because it can be really helpful to have those. Another thing that you can do instead is you can go ahead and you can measure all of your singles if you want, and by yardage. So we're talking about using a knitting knotty, and then cake them so that at the end of the week you can ply them in a center pole ball 2-ply manner. Whew, there, that was hard to get out. Anyway, so that's an option. What else do I need to talk about? Just trying to remember everything. I'll get you back in here. Oh, look, that's a lovely view. Clearly I need to clean on my porch. Okay. There we go. Hopefully that'll hold. All right. Oh, and I'm a little crooked. I don't really care. So anyway, hopefully that gives you a little bit of an overview of some areas that you need to be cleaning and maintaining on your wheel. And I hope that that helped you. Again, this is for more modern wheels, so things like the Kromsky Sonata that I'm using, the Kromsky Fantasia, Luettes, Lindrums, Shacks. Again, the Modulcraft, they have sealed ball bearings, so you wouldn't be oiling those really, but you'd still need to do the maintenance and check everything else. It's always a good idea to dust your wheel. More traditional wheels, there's some other things that you need to check as well. Like on my Ashford Traveler, which I will get out in 2 weeks when we do this again, and we talk about fiber prep too. On the Traveler, you also need to check, there's a little spot on the flyer that you have to add oil to, and the same thing with the traditional flyer head on the Sonata. There's another little spot where you add oil to that you need to clean and take care of and make sure that it hasn't worn out. So there's some other things. Excuse me. So tired. Some other things that I need to show you on that. So in 2 weeks, I'm going to grab the Ashford Traveler. We're going to talk about maintenance with the Traveler and wheels that aren't quite as modern as the Kromsky Sonata, the wet cylindrums, the Shacked. I'm trying to think what else. The Modulcrafts, any of those, because there are some slightly different things that you need to check on more traditional wheels. So we'll be talking about that in 2 weeks, as well as fiber prep. So remember, I am gone next week. I am taking a break, Labor Day and that Wednesday, and just taking a break because I'm very tired and I have lots of things to do, and I'm gonna go visit a friend and kind of take a mental break from all of the yarn and fiber. But I will be online, and I'll be checking Facebook and Instagram and etc. So make sure that you are watching for book talks and putting book talks up on YouTube, so you can check those out there. And I will be posting to the Black Sheep Voyager Spin Together group and welcoming spinners if you decide to join us. Yeah, it's going to be all kinds of fun, and I can't wait to do Spin Together with everybody, even though I am traveling, and I'm going to be, I'm judging the first day when Spin Together starts, so that's kind of crazy. I think my child woke up. Anyway, I better go check on her, so until I see you guys next time, please take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and craftually. Don't forget to get out there and slow crawl and work on your self-care. Make sure that you're posting to Facebook and Instagram. And I hope that you'll join me for Spin Together. Remember, the registrations start today. They go all the way through the month of September, and then we compete next month. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.